Hi everybody, this is Clint from newcelica.org. Today I'm going to show you how to change your oil and oil filter on your Toyota Celica. What you're going to need is 5 quarts of oil, Mobil 1 5W30 Extended Performance, and a Mobil 1 part number M103 oil filter, an oil drain pan, a funnel, a ratchet, a 14mm socket, hydraulic jack, and 2 jack stands. It's a good idea to pull your dipstick out and inspect how much oil you have in the system. As you can see, it's in slightly above half, which is perfectly normal. Okay, so now we have to jack up the car. So make sure you put something behind the back wheels, prop the back wheels, and this is the point that I don't know if you can see that, but that's where I put the jack stands at. I'll show you the other side. Put it right there, right between the pinch welds. And I'll post a proper picture of the jacking point so that you have a better idea of where to jack the car up. So put something that's, that can protect your back, and a good light source would be helpful. So I'm going to show you guys where the oil pan is. So this is the oil pan right here, and your oil filter is right here, and this is the oil drain plug right there. So get set up and we'll do the next step. Okay, so our next step is to open your engine oil cap and leave it in a safe place. Okay, so our next step, we're going to go back under the car and place the oil drain pan right under the oil drain plug. First off, I'd like to apologize for the shaking of the camera. I can't fit a tripod under here, and I'm in an awkward position. So anyways, make sure you have your pan there, and that's your oil drain bolt. Might be hard to take off at first, but lefty loosey, righty tighty. So let's get on it. Okay, so now take your ratchet or breaker bar and your 14mm socket and place it on the bolt. I already loosened this, so that's why it's going to look so easy. Be careful at first because it's going to start shooting up pretty quick. And if you want to wear gloves if you want to, protect your hands. There you go. And make sure you don't lose this gasket. So just wait until it's all done. Okay, so it's finishing up now, and we're gonna start to get ready to take off the oil filter. During this time, I'd just like to ask you of one thing. Please do not start your car. Unless you want a new engine, that is. So I know I shouldn't say that, but there's always, someone that does it. And do this whole thing at your own risk. As you can see, now we have a little slight problem. The oil filter is on too tight, and many of you will experience this. And it's normal. It's because driving around, metal expands, so over time it'll be harder to take apart. So what you're gonna have to do is get the oil cap. I think it's called the oil cap filter wrench, and it's a type F. AutoZone sells them for close to $6. So that's what we're gonna have to do. So I'll be back with the tool and we can finish the next step. Okay guys, so we're back now, and we got the oil filter cap wrench. It's a code C. I actually got this from O'Reilly or Craigan's, whatever you prefer. So that's the right one, I think. And here's your original one. So as you can see, it fits in pretty good. So you just need a 3/8 ratchet drive or a 1-inch box wrench. So let's test it out. Okay, so I did get the tool, and the only problem was that the oil filter is on so tight that it would slip, so I couldn't really use this. So I had to use a strap wrench, and this worked pretty well, and I was able to get it off. So let's go ahead and take a look, and I'll demonstrate how to use this because it's a lot easier. So let's go ahead and get in there. Okay, so I already did loosen it. It was a major pain. If anyone else has gone through this, you know how I feel. So you basically put this on and you twist it like a wrench. So when it's loosened up, and you'll get a lot of oil, not a lot, but enough that would hurt your eyes. I got in them. Okay, now that it's loosened, you can just remove it, and a lot of oil will come out of there. I already took it out, so not a lot will come out from me. But you want to just go ahead and clean this up a little bit and inspect the area for damages, and let's go ahead to the next step. Okay, so now it's time to put your oil pan bolt back in, and make sure you have the gasket in your bolt. So you can go ahead and tighten the bolt up finger tight, and grab your 14mm socket and just give it a little nudge. Remember, you don't want to go too hard because this is aluminum and you will bend it. Okay, so now the next step is to install your oil filter. So take it out of the box and inspect it for damages and compare it to your old one. Make sure it's the correct part number. And what I like to do is I like to pour a little bit of oil inside. That way it's, filled up, and your oil pump doesn't have to cycle the whole oil into the oil filter. And once you've done that, take a little bit of oil and rub it around the seal. Just a little fine amount would be good. Okay, so now it's time to install your oil filter back on. So go ahead and put it on there and hand tighten it. Make sure you don't cross thread it. Once it's on there, go ahead and give it a little nudge. And after you give it a little nudge, you can go ahead and use your oil cap wrench and just tighten it slightly. And before you get out from under the car, make sure your oil filter is on, your oil pan bolt is on, as well as the gasket between that. You are now ready to add some engine oil to your car. And our last quart. So on this one, you're gonna want to pour it in till about there, because our car takes 4.5 quarts. About 5. So pour it in and keep watching it. And you can let it sit for a little bit and then check your dipstick level. Okay, so after about a minute or two, want to check your dipstick level. Make sure it's between this dot and that dot. Mine is right here, and that's perfectly normal. And it's going to be a little hard to see because the synthetic is clear, and unlike conventional oil, it's all black, so you want it to be around there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's where it should be. After you've done that, now you can take your funnel out and put your engine oil cap back on and close your hood. Okay, so now you're ready to lower the vehicle, and just before you do that, make sure there's nothing underneath the car. Make sure you clean any mess that you've made, and you're now ready to get your hydraulic jack and lift the car up and remove the jack stands one by one. Now that you lowered the car down, you're completely finished. That wasn't that hard, was it? What do you think, Kit?
I hate to be the one to break this to you, but automobiles are not human.